Alrighty, welcome to another 4-4 cube draft, and for the first time we got Paul on my team. Yes, Houmph indeed. It's myself, Houmph, Team J-Bro, the current cube trophy leader on Magic Online, and Jujubin. What a squad. But we've got some fearsome opponents battling against Prixler. That's Austin Bursavich, the world champion. He won the grand finals on the online pro tour. It's always a debate with him. I think he was the champ, but some people don't. Dan the Man. Titty Pills, that's Jessie Robkin. She writes for Channel Fireball, accomplished player. And of course, Troll Aesthetic, Matt, who's quite good. I lose to him frequently. Passing to him, Jessie's passing to me. And I am going to just grab a Teferi Time Raveler. This is a kind of weak pack. I like Teferi a little more than Force of Negation. They're both very good. There's also Hero of Dominaria, Spellseeker, Stern Scolding. A lot of like mid-blue cards. I'll probably put Matt into some mid-blue card deck. Oh man, Blast from the Past, Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's tough. There was a day, a world, a cube, where you would just slam this here, right? In a, obviously not all these cards were printed at the time Jace was at its peak, but in a pack like this, Jace would be an easy decision. Here there's a Bloodstained Mire, and honestly, I think it's pretty close. It's kind of a shame that Bloodstained Mire and Time Raveler don't overlap at all. Have do just Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Blue-White Cheons has never failed me. It's actually failed me many times. But I have a hard time taking Bloodstained Mire over Jace when I have this Teferi. There's also a Mox Opal that's too early to take. Night's Whisper and Yagwa, which are fine. Prismatic Command, which is good. But yeah, I'll take Jace the Mind Sculptor. We'll see where we end up. Now there's a Vendilion Click. There's also a Duress. I might just take that little Esper control action. So on the one hand, Aragorn and Duress are both one color off of where I'm at, assuming I play this Time Raveler. But A, I don't want to assume that I'll be playing Time Raveler, and B, Aragorn's not actually that good in a Planeswalker deck. You want to curve into Aragorn with a bunch of creatures, or accelerate into Aragorn, which is kind of hard because it's not green. But I think Duress goes really nicely with the cards I have, and is the best card in the pack. We're passing Aragorn, to Namesticker Goblin, Magda. V-Click is just fine these days. This pack is pretty strong. This pack must have been pretty juicy to start. There's a Necromancy, a Time Spiral, or Shelldock, Corpse Dance, Life Death, 3 Reanimate spells, a Zagoth Triumph. What do I want to do here? This isn't looking so much like a Time Spiral deck. I could take Shelldock Isle. It's pretty good with these 3 cards, because they're good cards and Shelldock's great. Could take Necromancy. It's not the best fit with Teferi and Jace. What is Matt on? Matt's probably taken one of the random blue cards and then the Bloodstained Mire. So if I take Necromancy, we'll probably take one of probably take Life Death. But I think I should just take Shelldock here. It just does not look like a Necromancy deck so much. And then now I'll take Toxic Deluge, and I could be gearing up for a really nice Esper control list. Passing Tireless Tracker, Urborg, Coalition Relic. Yeah, none of those cards are too exciting. Black-White Talisman is a card I would play, but the first Wrath is worth so much in one of these decks. So I'm going to keep taking a look here where maybe I'm blue-black, maybe I splashed the Time Raveler. I also could be blue-white splashing the Duress and Deluge, but here I'm just going to take Baleful Strix. I think Baleful Strix is awesome. I do like baubles and orbs and stuff. There's an Emrakul, but we're looking like blue-black control, and Baleful Strix is the perfect card to either play before you play a Planeswalker to protect it, or to play and then before you play Toxic Deluge, because it kind of makes them commit more cards to the board at no cost to yourself. So this is a pretty reasonable start, nothing too crazy. Passing an Emrakul, but the thing is, I think that Matt is way more likely to have taken Necromancy than Corpse Dance. It would just be kind of crazy to do otherwise, and that means the Emrakul probably doesn't help him too much. He's probably on Concealing Curtains. There's a chance he also avoided black entirely, maybe take Time Spiral or something, but I like this given what we've seen so far. Could have easily gone Bloodstained Mire over Time Raveler, then take Duress still, then take Necromancy, and then take maybe Deluge or Torsten. Yeah. Oh, Hymn to Turok. Hymn to Turok's a great card. I do like Blue-White Talisman, but I don't even care. If I don't end up playing Teferi Time Raveler, it's just not the end of the world. And Hymn to Turok is just the strongest card in the pack. And I think I'm passing to someone who's playing black at this point, but we'll see. And passing up a Graveyard Trespasser, Elspeth, Talisman. Seasoned Pyro and Hero Bladehold are probably the best cards in the pack, but Matt doesn't draft those decks quite as often, and I haven't passed that much for them, I don't feel like. So I really like this lane. It feels like we're in the right lane. Again, didn't open anything crazy, but having 2 really good hand disruption spells, a sweeper, a good removal spell, and then Shelldock and a couple planeswalkers as ways to get an advantage as the game goes along. Yeah, this is something I'm pretty happy with. Given the packs I've seen, I like where I'm at. There wasn't really an inroad into anything else. I do think it's pretty likely Jesse's playing green. Haven't really gotten past any good green cards. And not playing black. Could also be playing white. Could also be playing red. Red and green are like my 2 most likely colors. There's an Othari. Oh, I've got a Fallen Shinobi. That's tough because there's Scrubland, which is also really nice. Seagate Stormcaller is pretty sick with him to Turok. That's a sick turn 4 play. And City of Traders is a great card. Duress Stormcaller is also nice. But Fallen Shinobi, when you have Baleful Strix, it's so tempting because getting a Fallen Shinobi this early, you can just draft around it. Oh man, do I want Hero of Dominaria or Stern Scolding or Glint Sleeve Siphoner? These are all very reasonable picks. Glint Sleeve's good with Fallen Shinobi, but it's so much worse than the other 2 cards. Teferi is good, but expensive. I kind of feel like I should just take Stern Scolding. Man, I do like Time Raveler. Oh, wow, and a Night's Whisper here. I'll take that over Brutality. This is not too much a Collective Brutality deck. Basically, I could take Brutality under the assumption that Matt's playing Reanimator, but then I get a worse card for my deck and he gets a worse card for his deck, whereas this way we both get good cards for our decks. But I think Night's Whisper is a lot better than Collective Brutality for me. I don't think this deck can really use Collective Brutality very easily. That Seagate Stormcaller would have been pretty good here with picking up Night's Whisper also. In this pack, I could play Saheeli here just as a way to make tokens, like a Monastery Mentor type card. How much do I care that I'm passing an Inferno Titan to maybe a Reanimator deck? Not that much. I think Saheeli is pretty decent. Also, Matt could have taken Time Spiral and just be doing that sort of thing, in which case passing Saheeli would be a disaster. So I think this is fine. All right, well, here there's Corpse Dance and Ashen Rider, and then 2 cards I don't care about. I'm going to take the Corpse Dance, even though I'm not that likely to play it, because I think that's a better Reanimator card. I just passed an Inferno Titan, which is not that different from an Ashen Rider. Ooh, Black-White Talisman does make me a lot more likely to play this Time Raveler. I still like the Stern Scolding over Hero of Dominaria pick. I just think taking a 1-drop over a 5-drop is a good plan. All right, Concealing Curtains. That's a nice card for Ninja too. All right. You flip this on turn 3, take the removal spell, and then turn 4 you attack with Menace. They can't really block it, and you Ninja them. All right. Well, this was a pretty great pack. I got all playables. Blue-White Talisman. Well, now I kind of wish I took the Teferi, but we'll see what we get here. Oh. Well, there's a Flash, a Lorien Revealed, and a Grief here. Haven't seen any good cards for Flash yet. Like, we haven't passed Worldspine Worm, Atroxa, Tali, any of those cards. I guess Triplicate Titan did get passed. But Grief looks pretty awesome in this deck. I can just Talisman into it. It's really good with Fallen Shinobi. It's also a way to speed up if you pitch cast it. I kind of feel like I'd rather take Grief over Flash. I don't think Jesse's going to be able to play the Flash. Or the Grief, for that matter. I think Jesse's probably taking, like, I don't even know, out of this pack. It depends I really don't know to what degree she's drafting, like, green and or red, because this pack could be pretty bad for her. I kind of like that. All right, I think I'm just going to take the Grief here. I feel like Grief is more what this deck's trying to do than Flash is, even though Flash is, of course, a very strong card. But I also think passing the Flash is fine. So this pack has a Fast Bond. I'm a little scared to pass that. That is a card that I don't like to see. Because there's also Dark Confidant, Thief of Sanity, Shallow Grave, Raffine. Then again, Jesse did pass a Time Spiral, which makes it a little less likely the Fast Bond would be good. How much would I want? I mean, Dark Confidant I think would be pretty good in this deck. And then, so it's Thief of Sanity or Skydiver, though no one really takes Dark Confidant. There's also True Name. True Name with Fallen Shinobi is awesome, and this is a pretty good True Name deck. I'm just going to take True Name and try to wheel one of these other 3 cards. I feel like there's a pretty good chance I get something back. I'll take the Saheeli for the time being. I'm picking up a bunch more creatures. The other thing is, there's also a Portal to Phyrexia. There's just like a bunch of big stuff there. This pack has, I do like Balance. I like Fracture Identity. Sinkle's actually pretty good. I really like Raffine's Tower, because I don't even have any blue-black lands, and this is a blue-black-white land, which means I'll have 3 white sources now. This doesn't look like a great Balance deck, though Balance is a messed up card. I could still just take it. I'm not going to take Sinkhole here. I like Sinkhole. I hope to wheel it, but I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't. I just can't take it here. There's also Fracture Identity. Actually, you know what? I have 2 Talismans. It's time. It's time for Fracture Identity to make a comeback. This actually looks like the kind of deck that needs the punch of Fracture Identity, so I'll just take that. Okay, so Matt's not playing Reanimator because there's an Archon of Cruelty 4th pick. Thing is, Jesse's no way that Jesse's playing Reanimator either. I could just take Watery Grave, ship the Archon the other direction. I mean, I have a Corpse Dance, but I have no discard outlets yet. I'm just going to take Watery Grave. Today is not the day that I'm trying to do some comboing. I feel like this deck has got a really good fair game, and I feel like it's pretty safe to pass the Archon. I did pass Flash into Archon, but Flash Archon is actually not that good of a combo. You combine those two, you get one trigger. Mainly you use Flash with Archon to put it in the graveyard so you can reanimate it. But that is not happening here. Oh, Thoughtseize? Well, I'm going to take that. Wow, that was a great pickup. Over Tundra, which would have been nice. Fairy Mastermind. Dovin's Veto, all cards I'd consider. But one of the things I actually kind of like about my position is Jesse is going to think I'm not playing black because I passed back Archon, Flash. You know, I'm not playing Reanimator, a bunch of black cards, Thief of Sanity, just like tons of black cards. And that means in pack 3, I don't think she's going to hate black cards too aggressively. And because pack 1 had so many black cards, I don't think she's playing black. And then that also brings us to Matt, who's on the other side of me, who I passed a ton of black to, and now is passing me 4th pick Archons and 5th pick Thoughtseizes. So what I really like is the 2 players next to me I don't think are likely to be playing black. And I think because I passed a lot of black in pack 1, and I'm passing black in pack 2, there was just so much black, I don't think either of them think that I'm playing that color either. So I feel like I'm actually in a really good position here. Especially since I don't know as much about Jesse's cube drafting kind of predilections. I know a lot about Matt's because I've drafted with him a ton. I know he thinks about all this stuff in a very strategic way. He's a skilled cube drafter and a team drafter. So him thinking I'm not playing black, it's already paying off. I mean, he would have not have passed me a super late Thoughtseize most likely, you know, that Archon even though I didn't take it, you know, without that. But I passed him so many late black Reanimator cards, but he didn't go into it. It's just, I don't know, kind of all worked out perfectly. Well, I'm not looking to splash Fire Covenant, so I'm going to take Infernal Grasp or Virtue, and I kind of like having a little life gain from Virtue. This deck has Deluge, Night's Whisper, Thoughtseize. It just has a lot of ways to pay life, so I think just taking that will be nice. Well, there's another way to pay life. I love Snuff Out. I'm going to take that over Dress Down and Ophiomancer. Passing now some good green cards to Jesse. Trop, Titania, Lotus Cobra. But for being an eminently fair deck, I think this draft is going really well. I have Thoughtseize, Duress, Grief, Baleful Six, True Name, just all these high quality cards. Him. I feel pretty good about that Watery Grave pick. This deck needs the lands. And, oh, there's a Dark Ritual. Look, I love Inquisition, but I have gone up on Inquisition. I will say that. I used to trash the card. I think it's a little better now. I think Dark Ritual, as the curve has gotten lower, is actually a big part of it. People are just playing lower curve decks. But I think Dark Ritual into Grief or Shinobi or some sort of double spell thing is going to be a lot better for me than Inquisition. This just looks like a good Dark Ritual deck. Dark Ritual out Fractured is nice. Also, after having Duress and Thoughtseize, the value of Inquisition does go down a little bit. But black is just turbo open, and I expect pack 3 to be pretty good too. Could I play a Doomsday? This deck actually could be set up for Doomsday. I have Dark Ritual to cast it. Shelldock Doomsday is actually a pretty sick combo. You put Shelldock on top, and then next turn you can like Shelldock Doomsday. Well, 2 turns from there. But if I didn't take that, I would take Stalactite Stalker. That doesn't look very good for me. I don't have any fetch lands or anything. I just don't think I'm going to play Doomsday. I kind of think I'm going to hate Botanical Sanctum. Blue-green lands are very valuable. All right, Bob versus Thief. This has got to be a Thief deck now. I kind of feel like I have all these like Duresses and stuff to protect it, and Thief is such a high payoff. Also, it's really good with Ninja. Oh, Sinkhole came back. Love it. Yeah, I'll pass the Yavimaya, whatever. Goryo's Vengeance came back. It's still not a Goryo's Vengeance deck, but Chart of Course, it looks like a card I would play. All right. Oh, and Dovin's Veto in the sideboard. I'll pass 2 artifact-themed cards. The Dovin's Veto I'm probably not going to main deck because of the color issue. It's just a little harder to cast. But, you know, I've got Teferi and Fractured. I guess, which of these is stronger? I kind of think Quatli's a little more flexible. They're both about the same. But I have 2 white cards, but I have 2 white talismans, which is nice. Passing or Fiend's Tower hurt a bit, but I think I had to. And right now, all I'm really looking for is like upgrades. I have enough playables. Lands obviously would be really good. Lands, busted cards, and minor upgrades. So honestly, I don't really think there's too much in my deck I want to cut. All right, well, I guess I'll take Demonic Tutor. Passing up a Ragavan. I don't love that. And an Oko. So that means at least my team gets one of those two cards. I'm going to take DT. I'm a black deck. It does make it more likely that Doomsday would have been good. There's Worldspine Worm for Flash, but it's going the other direction. I hope they don't end up... Well, I hope if they end up with the same person, it's on my team. Oh, and there's a Mind Twist? I'm glad I took the Dark Ritual. This is a Mind Twist deck. Usually they're not. This looks like a Mind Twist deck. There's also a Narset, which is a good card. I want to Wheel Unearth if anything. I don't really want to take it here. Do I have too much hand disruption? No, not really. I mean, Narset would also be decent here, but I don't really have any way to take huge advantage of it. Let's just take Mind Twist. It's also possible I don't play the white cards, but I don't think that that's very likely. I feel like I'm probably going to. Especially since there's a Hallowed Fountain and a Silent Clearing there. Not that Hallowed Fountain's that likely to wheel either, but I could really go for some lands. I would take a black or blue fetch over almost anything at this point. I don't think I was in a position to pass Demonic Tutor for Misty Rainforest, though. Mind Twist also gets better with DT. Turn 2 DT, turn 3 Ritual, Mind Twist for 4, that sort of thing. I wouldn't mind one good animate just to set up this Grief sometimes, but Ritual Grief is also just a fine play. It's kind of like a pitch cast. Sinkhole is looking like on the lower end of cards right now. Because right now I need to cut at least one. Sag. Can't take Tolarian Academy or Thopter Foundry. This pack's actually really horrendous for me. I might just hate the Tolarian Academy. Could Matt have... Matt probably took Time Spiral. He didn't take a black card out of that pack, and that was like the best next card. I'm probably just going to take Tolarian Academy then. I'm not going to play any of these cards. It's kind of a shame. There's just no reason to pass a card that could make a deck like a 10. Like Academy can take a middling like artifact deck like a 6 and bring it up to like a 9. Like imagine your artifact deck that's got a lot of artifacts, Mox Opal, which Matt got really late, Candelabra, and then just you're missing Academy. Then you get Academy, and all of a sudden your mana production goes to the moon. Yeah, let's not be the one responsible for that. I still need to cut one of the cards we have here, which probably is Sinkhole, to be honest. I don't think I want to cut removal, and I don't want to cut down on creatures. I have 5 good creatures for Fallen Shinobi, which is plenty. I mean, I would play more if I had more, but I think that's a pretty good start. This looks like a pretty solid Chrome Mox deck. Just moxing out a Baleful Strix or a Thief or a True Name, Grief, any of those things, a Planeswalker or a Mind Twist. Passing Sword of the Meek to go with Thopter Foundry, but I don't think Matt took those. It might get all the way to Austin or something. Passing a Pest Infestation, which I don't love doing, but I think Chrome Mox is going to be pretty good in this deck. And I need more mana fixing, not spells. So taking like Brazen Bar or Grave Titan, I don't think makes too much sense. Currently this is 16 land with a Chrome Mox and 2 Talismans. The other option I have is to cut the white cards. It's not necessary I play them. Oh. Man, I really want that Underground Sea, but I've got to take Mana Vault. It's way too busted, and I've got Mind Twist, Jace, Fractured Identity. Even like casting Grief is okay off Mana Vault. I can't really afford to pass it. Oh, this is a fantastic Daze deck. Pick 6. 2 more picks, and Underground Sea is already gone. Man, that's a beat. We're not getting a fetch land 7th. I think I like Daze over the Shieldred's Edict. I like Shieldred's Edict, but I have a lot of removal. I don't really want Liliana. I mean, I'd play Liliana probably, but it's not a big deal for me. Okay, I kind of feel like if I take out the Talismans and the Teferis, I'm a couple cards short playable now. And right now I'm playing 18 land plus Chrome Mox in this current build, but I feel like that might be okay. It's a late Gaia's Cradle. There's also Gix's Command. Gix's Command can be kind of nice. It's a sweeper / removal spell. It can bring back some creatures. I don't really want to hate a Gaia's Cradle that badly. Let's just take the command. Oh, wow. Counterspell and Dothi Voidwalker? Why do you got to do this to me? They're both awesome. This looks like a disgusting Dothi Voidwalker deck. Why don't I just take that? I just have all these duresses. I have Dark Ritual. I'm a little light on counter magic. I just have Daze and Stern Scolding, but I have all this hand disruption. All right, now I'm at 17 land and a Chrome Mox and a Mana Vault. All right, I kind of like not playing the white here. Oh, Misty Rainforest. Boom, what a pack. That's sick. Getting another blue-black land here is absurdly good for me. That's just all this deck was really missing, was fixing. Oh, and Unearth came back. So Unearth is sick with True Name, Thief, Voidwalker, Baleful Strix, solid with Concealing Curtains. I could take Silent Clearing, I could take Ballista, but I'm passing both Ballista and Nettle Cyst. The question is, will I play Unearth? Should I just take Ballista? I don't think I'm going to take Silent Clearing. At this point, I don't really want to play the white cards because I'm not going to have enough fixing for them and I have ample playables. How much do I care? I'll take the Unearth. I think I'm probably going to want to play it because now I'm at 16 lands plus Chrome Mox, Mana Vault, Dark Ritual. This looks like a good amount of cards. And when you play turn 3 Thief and they kill it, then you go turn 4 Unearth plus play something else. Like, that is a pretty sick line of play. All right, I guess I'll take the Thopter Foundry here. I don't think I'm going to get a Sword of the Meek immediately afterwards, but that's okay. I mean, if I do get both, I'll just play them. It'll be an awesome combo in my deck because I'll have Thopter Foundry, Demonic Tutor. I'd even have Chrome Mox, Mana Vault, and Baleful Strix to kind of restart it, because what can happen sometimes is you discard your sword early, you play Thopter Foundry, and you need another artifact out to kind of get the combo going. But I think it's fine to take here. I don't really care about passing any of these cards. Maybe Zerda is good in Matt's deck. I don't know. I'm not too concerned about it, and this looks like a pretty sick deck. I don't think Grave Titan's actually bad here. This looks like a good Grave Titan deck. I have Mana Vault and Dark Ritual. So now I'm actually one over. And I guess I'll take Golos. I don't know. It's a colorless card. Seems fine. Okay, well, I get to cut one. Maybe I will cut the Unearth. I could cut Chardacourse. I'll definitely take the Woodfall Primus. Wow, whoever I shipped Flash to didn't take Woodfall Primus. And last pick Cabal Ritual. I knew I wasn't going to get the Thopter Sword combo. All right. Well, this looks like a pretty great fair deck for not having anything like truly busted going on. This is some good fair magic. Let's get to deck building. All right. So yeah, I do need to add, it's blue-black Cheons is what I'm calling this deck because that's what it is. I do need to add lands, which means I'm actually one card over. That late Grave Titan got me there. What are we feeling today for lands? We can do a little Mirage. I like the little murky swamp there. Let's see. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 black. It's pretty good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This just gives me 10 black, 10 blue. I guess I could go one more black, one less blue. That's probably what I want to do. Though the Chrome Mox is more black than blue, or something to consider. As it turns out, taking Fractured Identity over Rafine's Tower didn't quite work out, but I'm going to put a couple planes in my sideboard because I think it's not zero that I would side in the white cards. I just don't really think I need to here. Oh, Daze makes me want to play one more blue over one more black. I feel like that is probably fine. 10 black sources is pretty good. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Basically 9 blue. I'm kind of counting Chrome Mox as black. It can be blue sometimes, but okay. Well, yeah, this deck looks pretty great. I do need to cut a card still. It could be that I cut the Grave Titan. Could be that I cut Virtue. So we're going to take a look at my teammates' decks, but Paul's Mono White and J-Bro's Red-Green beats, which means that of the Snuff Out, Deluge, Virtue cards and Stern Scolding. Oh, maybe I cut a Stern Scolding. I took that over to Fairy Hero of Dominaria, which I still wouldn't have played. Yeah. And leave the removal spells. Alternatively, I could just cut Chart of Course because it's one of my weakest cards. I don't have tons of creatures. I don't really have a reason to get things into the graveyard. How much card draw do I have? I have Night's Whisper. I have Demonic Tutor kind of. Jace. I don't have tons of card draw. Let's cut the Stern Scolding for now. This deck's got enough early plays. I'm not actually that worried about that. All right, this looks good. Let's take a look at what my teammates have. Paul, of course, took the Scrubland, and this is a mono-white deck playing Scrubland, Courtyard, and Mesa to get Scrubland, just for Scrap Heap Scrounger coming back, with Oust Path, Portable Hole, Curse Scroll Solid, Jite, Smuggler's Copter, Skyclave, Adeline, Seasoned Dungeoneer, Solitude, Luminarch. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. No power, but very solid deck. J-Bro's on Red-Green Beats. He's got power. He's got Moxjet and Mana Crypt, Turboing out, Brea's Apprentice, Broadside Bombardiers, Gut, Manglehorn, Ulvenwald Oddity, Hellrider, Flametongue, Bonehorde Dracosaur. Yeah, this deck looks sweet. The One Ring and a bunch of mana acceleration. And then Juju Bean is on Shieldred, Minsk, Comet, just all powerful cards, tons of non-basics. Bowmaster. So yes, we had determined that Matt took the Time Spiral over the Necromancy, which worked out kind of nicely based on the rest of the way I picked things. I think that was what I predicted based on how the packs looked. So, and Jesse did take the Fastmon, so we'll see how that goes. All right, time for round one. Let's battle. I feel like the fact that we have 2 pieces of power among our whole team means we're probably behind on that metric, but honestly, 2 aggro decks plus a deck full of Draw 7 Punishers plus my deck full of Duresses is kind of what you'd want to fight against power. But of course, if they have Time Walk and 3 Moxes and Ancestral over the course of their team, it's going to be kind of tough. But we will see how that goes. Let's get to round one. Alrighty, time for round one. Playing against Dan here, and this looks great. I'm going to go turn 1 Dark Ritual, Mana Vault, Dothy Voidwalker, turn 2 Mind Twist, and hope I nail something really good to Mind Twist. That would be ideal. And if I draw a land, it's even better. All right, don't kill my Voidwalker. All right, Watery Grave, any Watery Graves. Land would be awesome here. I'll take Swamp. And I'm going to Mind Twist you for 4. And what did we get? Anything sick? Oracle of Moldiah. Do I want an Oracle of Moldiah? Yeah, that seems pretty awesome. So let's sack this. Put Oracle of Moldiah in the can be played zone and play a land. And play a land. Disgusting. And then next turn I'm going to hymn you. All right, well, these I don't need to see. Hopefully you can't kill Oracle. I'm going to draw Grief. If I hit a land off the top, revealing a Fallen Shinobi, I don't love that, but it's okay. I'll hymn your 2 lands. This has been such a sick game. Dan's down to, all right, you can play a card now. If I hit a land on top, I win pretty easily, though I'm doing just fine either way. But I mean, look at this start. This is why I took the Dothy Voidwalker, I'll tell you that much. Oh man. So let's not untap Mana Vault. Let's draw. Oh, is that a Shelldock Isle? Yes, it is. Shelldock Isle. Unfortunately, I can't keep that island on top, but I will put Grave Titan under it. Oh, and then I hit the island. Let's just cast Grief. I'm not Fallen Shinobi giving you back an Oracle. Oh, well, this is just unbelievable. Dan's hand was Lotus Cobra into Oracle with Upheaval, and Time Twister. Time Twister is a fantastic draw. Gives Dan a bit of a chance, for sure, but I still feel pretty good about my position here. Oh, Fast Bond. Okay. Yeah, that's a sick comeback, but not going to be sick enough, I don't think. Draw. All right, so we're hitting a Swamp on top. Let's play the Swamp, play the Island. Wow, Oracle's busted. Duress you. Finale, Mana Drain, Upheaval. What am I going to leave you with? I probably want to leave Dan with Mana Drain, because I'm going to also Thoughtseize. I guess I'm also going to Grief. I'm just going to take all the cards. I mean, because I'm going to go attack, Fallen Shinobi, returning Grief. You get hit for 7. Underworld Breach, I don't really need to play that. Thoughtseize you, take Mana Drain, Grief you. I've made Dan discard so many cards. And then I'll cast a Concealing Curtains. All right, your turn. That was a game. That was like one of the biggest beatings I've ever seen in a game of Cube. I Mind Twisted for 4 on turn 2. Oh, we drew something. What do we draw? Is it sick? Pest Infestation for 4. Yeah, that's not going to be good enough. It does let you see a Toxic Deluge, though. Deluge for 1 here. Okay, gain some life, and then I get to hit. Not for enough damage to win because of the Deluge, but I get to hit, and I can play an instant speed Grave Titan here. You're going to let me Shinobi you? Yeah, I guess so. Sure, I'll play a Ramanop, play a Forest, play a Swamp, and I guess I will Demonic Tutor. I think Jace is probably my best bet because now I can go Jace +2 and pass the turn, and that'll do it. Whew, what a game. All right, that was that was really something. Okay. I think I want Sinkhole. Playing again, and I don't really want... Well, no, Virtue kills Oracle. No, it kills a bunch of stuff. Deluge could be good too. I definitely want Duress. Oh, Unearth is actually kind of bad. He's not killing my creatures. And actually, this might be a matchup where having Dovin's Veto is pretty critical, in which case I would bring in the white card. So what would I take? I could take out Grave Titan. That's a pretty easy one to cut. I would have to cut Swamp Island for 2 planes. Hold on. Let's just see if this is doable. And then I also want to put in 2 talismans. These 3 cards, I'd have to cut 4 cards here. I mean, I could cut Chart of Course as well. I don't want to cut Snuff Out, Virtue. Maybe I just don't play the Sinkhole because he's just got a lot of lands. I guess it's not really great against... I just use Discard instead. I think Daze is still probably worth running. And Fracture Identity looks... I don't know. He's got Underworld Breach, Ramanop. Maybe I don't want Fracture Identity, but I do like Dovin's Veto, and I think Teferi at that point is good. And maybe I cut the Deluge, and I'll try to beat... No, Deluge is good. I can play Deluge. I need to cut 1 more card. It could be Knight's Whisper. I just feel like against that kind of deck... Oh, it could also be True Name. True Name's actually a little bit weak against that kind of deck. They just do kind of big things, so you want to disrupt them more than just play an unblockable 3 power attacker. Okay, game 2 here. Yeah, this is a really solid hand. I think I'm going to go turn 1, Swamp, Thoughtseize You. Turn 2, I can go Misty for Island, Talisman, and Concealing Curtains. Hope he doesn't have a turn 1 Fast Bond. Okay, did not. Let's go Thoughtseize. Oh, Demonic Tutor's not bad. Lotus Cobra, Oracle, Time Twister. If I take Time Twister, yeah, that seems pretty good. Let's just take Time Twister. And then he's going to play Cobra. Then I'm going to go Curtains, turn 2. And then he's going to play Oracle. And I'm going to play Toxic Deluge is going to be my plan. Talisman and Curtains. Then I have DT ready to go. And at most, he'll get 1 land off Oracle, assuming no shenanigans happen. Okay, Oracle. Didn't even hit a land. Okay. So his hand is Underworld Breach and 2 unknowns. Let's go land Toxic Deluge for 2. And pass the turn here. He's going to draw Spellseeker and play it, and then I can Concealing Curtains it if I want. I can also DT for something. I might DT just for Ninja. I can go Concealing Curtains you and then DT for Ninja. That could be decent. I mean, I guess he gets Brain Freeze here. The problem with getting Brain Freeze is if I then Curtains the Breach, it's not really going to work out that great for Dan here. Oh, Time Walk. Okay. Well, I'm probably still going to want to take something here. Let's flip the curtains. All right. What do you got here? Time Walk, Elder Gargaroth, Craterhoof, Underworld Breach. I think I'm just going to take the Time Walk and then DT for I think it's got to be Fallen Shinobi. It looks like Fallen Shinobi would be awesome here. I could also get Mind Twist. Oh, that might be better. Because then if he draws, plays a land, and then I twist him, yeah, that Mind Twist seems like it's going to be better. And I can just try to win off Concealing Curtains and the fact that I can cast all my spells, and he can't cast very many of his with top decks. I guess if he top decks a Mountain, he could go Mountain, Breach, Time Walk. Yeah, he did. But I don't really know what that does. I guess if he top decks Mountain, which he did, and then plays Breach, Time Walk, you could then play Gargaroth, and this Mind Twist doesn't do that much. So yeah, that's the danger, I guess. Okay. He does have to exile Oracle, Lotus Cobra, and he uses his Underworld Breach up. So he's got Gargaroth, Craterhoof in hand. All right. And I take one, Breach goes away, and I'm probably going to need to draw a removal spell here, or I'm in trouble. Though if he doesn't have a 5th land, oh, that's going to make things a lot easier. No plays. All right. Well, if I can't even mana drain. All right. Mind Twist you for 4. I have the days. I guess I'll just do it for 5 in case he has a card draw spell. Brain Freeze. Sure. Don't care about that. All right. You got Mind Twisted. I hit you. I have 20 cards left. Yeah, I'll be fine. Whew. That was a nice dodge. All right, and then I get to play Thief, and then the game's just over. Like, he's got a draw here, but he's got one draw step, and if he doesn't hit, then I think Thief plus Curtains. Let's just say it's Curtains for him here. If this draw isn't a good one, I don't think he's going to come back very easily, because I get to draw the card for my turn, and I get to draw the card off Thief. So... all right, well, I don't need to cast that yet. Let's attack first. I guess I could have cast that to draw Shinobi, but I kind of want to see what I get hit off Thief. What if it's like a 6-drop or something? Seems like it'd be kind of foolish. I guess, okay. I'll exile Swords to Plowshares. And then cast a Knight's Whisper. I did draw the Fallen Shinobi, and I'll play Talisman. And I'll just chill on the Fallen Shinobi. No real reason to play that. And that should be game here, barring a draw 7 or something along those lines. Ooh, what a massacre. This honestly, like, Dan's deck looks great. He's Time Twister, Time Walk, Breach, Brain Freeze, Fast Spawn. He has it all. Mana Drain. And I just dismantled him. He did have one turn where if he had drawn the 5th land, Gargaroth would have got me. You know, all credit there. But didn't get there, and that was a beating. Alrighty, time for round 2. So, a couple things. One, the Fast Spawn obviously made its way to Dan. J-Bro just didn't remember seeing it. Sure. The second is we're outpowered pretty drastically. J-Bro has a Mox Jet and a Mana Crypt. None of our other teammates have any power. And then I'm about to play against Troll Ascetic with Lotus and Ancestral. Dan has Time Walk, Time Twister, and Jesse has 2 Moxes. So, uphill battle, but we're up 2-0. And, this is a totally keepable hand. The Chrome Mox isn't looking very good. Here's where if I had like a Time Twister or something, I would go like Land, Mox, Exile Curtains, DT, Time Twister. But instead, I'm just going to go turn 1 Concealing Curtains. Turn 2, I might Demonic Tutor for Fallen Shinobi. And turn 3, flip it. Or if I draw a kind of bad card this turn, I can't really imagine what would be bad enough that I'd want to flip the Curtains on turn 2 with the Chrome Mox. The Chrome Mox I'm kind of treating as just, I mulligan this game, and maybe it'll come in handy at some point. Don't think Sheldock actually fits into my plans. It was better than any other land I could have drawn, that's for sure, but it doesn't really do much for me. I'm just going to get the Fallen Shinobi. Really hope Matt doesn't kill my Concealing Curtains here. I don't need to do that yet. Let's just flip this. Please don't kill it. Please don't kill it. Okay. What do you got? Memory Lapse, Time Spiral, Walking Ballista, Metamorph. I'm just going to take the Memory Lapse. Memory Lapse is good, and I'm worried about Memory Lapse Fallen Shinobi. That's actually a pretty bad combo, where I Fallen Shinobi and I hit something and then he Memory Lapses it. But maybe I could have left it. I don't know. He's got a powerful deck. He didn't play anything else. I mean, I can use the the Fallen Shinobi this turn, because of the Dark Ritual, I can go Thoughtseize and then Shinobi. Counterspell? Okay. Yeah, that works. So now, let's attack. Okay, Ritual. All right, Shinobi, do your thing. What do we hit? What do we hit? Zerda and Island. All right, Zerda's fine. Yeah, I'll play the Island. That's acceptable. And then pass the turn. And he's going to get to metamorph the Shinobi, but actually this makes it so he can't block. Zerda actually comes in clutch there. So Memory Lapse is gone. Mountain's gone. So yeah, there goes Metamorph. Copy Fallen Shinobi. But I'm going to get another bite at the apple here. Let's draw. So this is one tap, target creature can't block. All right, you can't block. Let's hit with the Shinobi here. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh man, it didn't even quite resolve. All right, yeah, that'll play. I even had a Lotus I could have cast there too. All right, game 2 here. His deck just looks great. I don't really know what I'm supposed to side in. I could Dovin's Veto some of his good spells. I guess Fracture Identity could be good. He has Tinker for Portal Defrexia. Yeah, I probably have to board this stuff in again. Here, he's got Ragavan, so I'm going to definitely keep Snuff out. I think I could still take out Virtue and Deluge. And I think the true name is also a little bit weaker. Plains, two Talismans. I want Fracture Identity against his deck, I think. Unearth also looks kind of mid. And yeah, Chart of Course is just on the weaker side. I guess Grave Titan's also potentially bad. Do I want like a Sinkhole instead? Or maybe on the draw against Ragavan, I do think the Virtue's okay, but he's going to dash a lot of the time. Or maybe Stern Scolding? No, it counters Metamorph. That part's kind of nice. Yeah, maybe I'll try the Stern Scolding instead. It could also counter Ragavan if he goes turn 1, doesn't play Ragavan on 1 and then on turn 2 dashes it or something. Okay, well this hand's great. Doesn't have the white mana for Dovin's Veto. I hope it's something I can kill with Snuff Out if he Lotus as well. I mean, Thoughtseize is a great card, so let's just cast that. Okay, well, I'll take the portal then, I guess. I guess that's that. I hope he finds a Ragavan with his Sensei's Divining Top. Or I hope he Lotuses out like a Feywild Caretaker or something. I don't think he has that card, but something big so that that's not what I wanted you to draw. You just drew Ancestral off the top? Come on, Matt. Ugh. All right. That's interesting. I think I'm going to Ritual Voidwalker and then play Baleful Strix. And then now, if I draw another black, I can him. Oh, Duress could be good. Well, Duress is a little less likely to be good given that he is just going to play whatever his cards next turn. But I guess he Ancestraled, so he has more cards in hand. I mean, my draw is pretty good. Turn 1 Thoughtseize, turn 2 a Ritual Voidwalker, Baleful Strix with Snuff Out in hand and him and Duress next turn. Also, if I draw the Plains, then I can have Veto plus Duress. If I draw Swamp, I can him. Okay, Inferno Titan. I guess I'll exile it with the Voidwalker. All right, that was 2 for 2 because the Baleful Strix replaced itself. Demonic Tutor. What would I DT for here? I could DT for Shelldock, but we're kind of far away from that. Kind of think I'm just going to Duress Matt here. Metamorph Zerda. Okay. I am probably not winning this game. Not that it's like surprising that I'd lose the game where he drew Lotus and his first draw was Ancestral, but he didn't even top into that Inferno Tide. He just Ancestraled right into it. All right. What am I going to do here? I mean, it's not like his draw is like that crazy. He gets to play a Zerda this turn, presumably. I guess you have to play it off Gemstone Mine. So yeah, he's just not going to play it. All right, well now I'm going to Demonic Tutor because I have to cast a spell this turn. All right, sure. I was just going to Demonic Tutor for a Plains probably. So I guess counterspelling that was good. Of course, he found the counterspell, which he didn't have last turn after I dressed him. Let's see if we can claw our way back into this game. We're just down so many cards. Ancestral's +2 cards. Duress is down a card. Ritual cost me a card. Like, it was worth it, but wait, what did he find here? Oh, Seasoned Pyro, discarding Mire and Zerda, drawing top again, and having Metamorph as a card in hand. And I guess I'll play Mana Vault. I don't really have a reason not to. I'm pretty dead here. I've also been stuck on 2, so my opening hand, which I even drew a card off Baleful Strix, didn't get there. Well, it's always game 3. Game 3 on the play. I think Dovin's Veto and Teferi are good. Teferi can bounce Portal. Also, he's got Counterspell and Memory Lapse, so Teferi is pretty nice there. And, I mean, every turn is just hitting action, but Ancestral Recall, that's what started it all. Without that, I actually think I would be in pretty good shape this game. I definitely had a commanding position after I duressed or Thoughtseized Portal, left him with top and all lands, but didn't work out that way. I mean, that's why you have good cards in your deck, so you can draw them. So he's going to Metamorph the Seasoned Pyro now. And discard some junk. Oh, he has Force of Negation too. All right. Oh, and play Ragavan. All right, we're done here. I'm super dead. All right. Sinkhole on the play. True Name. Unearth any of these cards. I think Daze is actually pretty good. Oh, Stern Scolding counters Pyromancer also. Yeah, I'm going to play the Stern Scolding. All right. I'm ready to roll here. All right. Time for game 3. Let's play. We're gonna go for it. This is how you beat a better deck. And I think my deck is actually fantastic, but in terms of power level, his deck obviously is much stronger. Apparently, Austin also has a Mox. This is rough. We've got we're quite outnumbered when it comes to power here. So Jesse's got 2. This is gonna be a hard one. No. That's the card I didn't want to see. All right, Snuff Out. Any Snuff Outs? No. I think I still Mox here. Problem is if I use Dark Ritual, then I won't really be able to cast Fractured anyway. This way I can use Ritual for something else and get a permanent mana source out of the deal. All right, I'm going to take it. I think Thief is a more powerful hit, and I've got nothing else I can do. Oh, Thoughtseize? That actually isn't that bad for me. Because if he can't kill the Thief of Sanity, which if he could have killed it, he would have done it before attacks. I really hope Matt Thoughtseizes me here because my hand is just garbage. So, all right, take my Dark Ritual. All right, now I'm going to peel something. Okay. Oh, no, he's got Metamorph too? Come on. I just can't catch a break here. Let's go. Yeah, this obviously doesn't do anything. All right. I'm going to duress you. Probably going to miss. Through the Breach and Talisman. Guess I'll take Through the Breach, but we're dead now. I'm just gonna take 4 here and hope that he misses on both and I hit on my Thief of Sanity. I don't really have a way to win if I block here, so this is whatever. I am gonna lose though. I mean, he had turn 1 Ragavan, turn 2 Thief plus Thoughtseize, because he hit the Thoughtseize off me, Thoughtseized me, and then Thiefed. All right. So maybe he hit 3 land off the Thief? He doesn't have anything in hand. His hand was just a Talisman and lands. So, and he missed off Ragavan. Okay, Talisman, please. Land. Talisman. Okay. Talisman? Okay. I get a hit with Thief. Can I hit an Ancestral? Oh, wait, no. What is this? Oh, Knight's Whisper. Okay. He hit a Knight's Whisper off my Thief of Sanity. That's not the end of the world. Oh, Dovin's Veto's not too bad. All right, I better hit something sick here. Tinker Black Lotus. I don't have anything to tinker for, do I? I really don't think I do. Oh, I can tinker for Baleful Strix. Actually, I do have something to tinker for. Okay. It unfortunately takes me off of Dovin's veto, but I think that's okay. Let's go. Do I want to float a white when I tinker? I kind of don't think I do. I think I'm gonna tinker leaving an island up. No, I've got a tinker leaving a swamp up. I think. Get Baleful Strix, draw. Got mass punished. The problem is swamp is where I can cast most of my spells. So I thought it was worth doing it that way. Oh man, Sensei Stop. If I was able to Dovin's veto that, it actually would have been pretty sick. Still would be losing, I think, given that he could just leave his Thief of Sanity back. But I did put myself in a position to draw planes, and that is exactly what happened. I don't know. Let's see. Because he can also pump the brakes by attacking with just Ragavan, or attacking with nothing. Yeah, so it's a forced block here. I mean, he could just attack with nothing. Okay, this actually could be okay. If he doesn't have a play this turn, and if I draw a removal spell, let me see my sideboard. I set out the Virtue, sadly, but no. All right, I'm gonna pass. I think I'm losing enough that I think it's worth keeping the Thief back. What is this? Oh, hoping to draw a way to bounce his Thief, like a Jace or something would be awesome. Maybe his first big play involves casting a non-creature spell, and I get to Dovin's veto it. That would be sick. Okay. Remember, he did Night's Whisper, so he's got extra cards in hand too. Okay, so actually, even if I'd countered the top, we'd still be in this kind of stalemate position. I actually kind of don't hate this. Okay. All right. We're in such a precarious position here. Anything breaks the game open. Thanks, Days. Just the worst card in my deck. All right, I'll pass the turn. I mean, I guess if he plays a 15 drop. Well, if he plays an Emrakul, I'll actually still lose. But he's got 4, 5, 8, 9. Oh, if he finds Portal and hardcasts it this turn, tapping out, and I got to daze it, that would be so disgusting. Well, what is this? Talisman, sure. Clearly not going to counter that. Okay, he's still missed. Let's go. Jace. Oh, that's Jace. All right, let's tap it correctly. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Oh, we got Dovin's veto for you, don't worry. Dovin's veto. Let's hope he doesn't have another counterspell. If he has double counterspell, that's going to be so soul crushing. And it's impossible for this Daze to do anything. And I think what I do is I just brainstorm, honestly. Oh, we'll see what this is. Oh, no. Oh, he's going to memory lapse. Oh, he's got to memory lapse the Jace. Right? I assume that's what's happening. Yeah, because he can't memory lapse Dovin's veto. All right. Well, at least Jace is on top. So that actually worked out kind of okay. And now do I want to trade Thieves? I don't, because if his top 3 cards are bad, he just lets me mill them. And then he hits me back and takes Jace. So yeah, let's not do that. All right. You had 2 counters in hand. That was his hand. Let's see if we can find something off this top. The Dovin's veto actually kind of worked out nicely the way it played out, but let's see. Don't tap that top. Do not tap the top. You know we've got Jace coming. You know I'm slamming it. He's got how much mana? 5, 7, 10. He doesn't have enough to Emrakul. What is this? He just immediately found Ancestral. These games have been so frustrating because, like, they're just sick games until he casts Ancestral, and then it's just like, oh, the game's over. I mean, my only hope here is that, like, he manages to find something that somehow costs all of his mana, but I just don't see how that could be the case. If this is Inferno Titan, I'm so dead. No. All right. We tried, and the Ancestor Recall was just too much for me. All right, on to round 3. All right, we're looking in on the red zone. I wanted to watch Paul play just a little. Haumph here, game 3. Ooh, it's doing pretty good against Austin here. Getting to hit with an Odonto Vanguard. We just skyclaved an intrepid adversary. And, if you want to watch more of Paul, he's got a new YouTube channel. Check it out. Humph is his channel. And I like the way this looks. Austin does not seem like he's flush with good cards. Mox Opal certainly doesn't do anything. We even know Troll has the Tinker, so it's not like that enables that. And next turn, Paul gets to attack for up to 9 damage if he's got a way to pump that figure. Oh, balance. Balance is sick. Yeah, never mind. That's a great comeback mechanism. The Mox Opal kind of free real estate there. And Austin gets a 2/2 after the Skyclave dies. Okay, so it's going to be Austin's 1 card plus 2/2 versus Paul's 1 card in hand plus nothing. Though Austin does lose a land here. Let's see how badly balance goes here. Waiting for this. Oh, he's deciding which land to keep, I guess. I would imagine you keep the double red, but it's double red versus double white. Interesting. Yeah. Austin's got like Goldspan Dragon in his deck. He's got double white cards, so he ends up keeping the Goldspan. Paul discards 3 lands. Okay. Discarding 3 lands means that balance was more of a Wrath than a Wrath plus Mind Twist. Obviously, did some of both, but it's not like Paul's deck needs that many lands in play. He's ousting the idiot. Okay, sure. All right, this doesn't look great for Paul, but Austin also might not have too much. He doesn't have an Aragorn. Let's go, Paul. Land, Seasoned Dungeoneer. Oh, end of turn. A Virtue? Oh, Samwise. Dang, nothing to get, but I think you do have to run it out. The only thing that's unfortunate about that is now Paul is on 3 lands, can't cast Seasoned Dungeoneer, and has no good cards in hand, or like no cards in hand. Ooh, is this a Smuggler's Copter? No, Scrap Heap Scrounger. Okay, that's a real threat. Let's see if Austin has an answer here. Does he have the 5-drop? Yes, he does. That is unfortunate. Goldspan Dragon. Oh, Fury. Yeah, Fury's all right. I mean, obviously it's solid, but it does kill the Scrap Heap, which Paul can bring back. Hits for 6, so if Paul draws an answer here, that would be ideal. Oh, Sanguine Evangelist. There we go. Because now, even though Austin gets to hit Paul for 6, Paul can attack back for 4. It's going to crack the Sunbait Canyon. Good. Didn't draw a 5. And then, this is close. You can chump with the Sanguine Evangelist. I think that's reasonable to get a bat token, because you're not really going to race that effectively. And then you got a Scrounger coming at some point here. Could draw like a Council's Judgment, some sort of removal spell. If you don't draw anything, yeah, I like hitting for 2. You can take 1 hit off the Fury maybe, and hopefully it doesn't get too much worse. Oh, Path on upkeep, and we get to scrounge still? Love it. Okay. Now I wish we hadn't chumped with the Evangel. All right. Into Goldspan immediately. This is a top deck war. Paul peels Path, Austin peels Goldspan. It's been a close one. At this point, it's looking kind of bad for Paul. He's going to 11, but he attacks Austin back for 5. Yeah, Paul's going to need to draw something. Austin now also has effectively infinite mana, which is unfortunate. Though Scrap Heap Scrounger is doing the work here. Even a Odonto Vanguard, yeah. Okay. Hit for 5. Yep. Well, hitting for 5 instead of leaving a chump blocker back is good. And we have a play. We don't have a play yet. Not yet. Goldspan gets to chunk again. So you go to 7. Austin goes to 8. You go to 3. Then you go... Yeah, technically Paul wins this race, but that's assuming Austin doesn't cast another spell, which doesn't seem very likely. Oh man, Bankbuster was a really rough draw for Paul, because Austin has so much mana that this is just break even this turn, but then next turn is going to be +1, and next turn is going to be... The turn after that, it's just a disaster, because you not only draw a card, you also get a token and all that. Okay. Goldspan's coming in. And Paul goes down to 7. Sacred Foundry is the last card. All right. Oh, does Paul have a play? No, I would be so excited if he did. Let's see. Land Dungeoneer would be okay. You could hit with everything, but if you don't have a play afterwards, you're running the risk of Bankbuster getting crewed and you dying. But also, if you start chumping too early, you can't really win. So this is going to be pretty hard to win one way or another. Yeah, this is not the play that leads to victory. I'm not saying Paul could do something different. I'm just saying this play kind of shows that Paul doesn't have action in hand, and it's going to be really hard to win if he doesn't. Oh, never mind. That explains why both bats stayed back. Okay. Copter, and then maybe we can loot away the last card in hand, which might be a land at this point. Seems likely. Okay. Let's see what Austin does here. If he's thinking about not using Bankbuster, we're probably dead. Because then that means he's got a 4 or 3 power creature in hand, which means that I don't think it's very likely Paul wins. Okay. Chandra, are we just going to +1 it? Yeah, exile the top card, exile the mountain. Okay, so Paul goes to 5. Okay, and then he could attack with Bankbuster, but it looks like he's just going to attack with the Goldspan first. Or maybe not. Maybe he just chills. Now that Austin has a Planeswalker, he doesn't really need to go crazy racing. Okay, and then Paul doesn't get to loot. He doesn't get to attack. Yeah, that all checks out. All right, Paul. Time for Council's Judgment or something along those lines. That would be sick. Let's see what he's got. Luminarch Aspirant. Oh, okay, that's definitely not nothing. So now he could crew the Copter and make it a 4/4, or he could just attack with the Scrap Heap. I kind of like the Scrap Heap plan. And what do you do with this Scrap Heap? Where do you send it? Do you send it at Chandra? Or do you send it at Austin? Probably it's got to be Chandra is my guess. Yeah. Which does still put you in a kind of tough spot. Austin can crew the Bankbuster to trade. The problem with trading for Scrap Heap, and this is kind of why Scrap Heap is awesome, he's just going to draw first to get more information, is if Austin trades for Scrap Heap and then Paul goes land, bring back Scrap Heap, that just doesn't work out that well. Oh, he's just going for the face. Okay, I love it. Just kind of assuming things can't go well for Austin or you lose is a reasonable place to be. And playing the land is also reasonable in case the Scrap Heap gets killed. But I don't think Paul is very likely to win this from this position. It's a close game. It was a sick one. Had Paul needed to draw a Copter a turn earlier to maybe have a good shot, though, it does look like he drew really well. He drew Evangelist into Path, into Copter. Like it was a good set of draws for Paul as well. All right, and we drew the last card off of the Bankbuster. Make a pilot token. Millions of cards for Austin. And let's see how this concludes. We've got our next match ready to go, so we'll get right into it. But touch the Spirit Realm. Exile Smuggler's Copter, and then the dragon has to get chumped, or the Chandra's lethal, so you can attack with dragon first. If Paul has to chump here, and then you can plus Chandra or minus Chandra, but probably plus Chandra to try to find a spell. I mean, otherwise, if Austin doesn't have anything in hand, Paul technically has lethal in play if he can remove the pilot token. I really doubt that's what this game's going to come down to, though. I feel like Austin's got to have something else. All right, he's going to nug the bat with Chandra. I like it. And play a Retrofitter. Oh, that'll do it. Paul cannot beat Retrofitter in really any stretch, especially all those treasures. So we're going to get out of that and get back to our game where... Oh, this hand's great. I will keep this hand. Lutri Companion here. So here what I think I'm going to do is go turn 1 Swamp Go, turn 2 Voidwalker, and then Grief. Maybe even pitching Demonic Tutor, honestly. And then... Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, that's okay. And then I can Voidwalker... Oh, I'll pitch Toxic Deluge. Because I want the card that I take with Grief to be exiled. I'll exile Deluge here. All right, something awesome. Archon of Cruelty. Yes. Let's get this Archon out of here. You have Animate Dead and From the Catacombs. And next turn, I'm going to get to Dothy Voidwalker and Archon. And then I get to unearth the Dothy Voidwalker. Was that in the hand? It was not. Urborg was the card drawn. So we're going to get a Lutri here. Oh, Liliana was the draw? Wait. Oh, he had Urborg. Or she had Urborg. Yeah, right here. Okay. Well, it's okay. We got the unearth. It's not going to be quite that easy. Luckily, she wasn't able to animate the Dothy Voidwalker right away. So I'm going to get griefed next turn by Animate Dead. I guess at that point, I get DT for a Watery Grave. So let's do that. Play Watery Grave. Unearth Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. I still get to Archon here, but Liliana was a absurdly good draw. Wow, the game was just over without that. I think it's still going to be pretty tight because, I mean, I guess you can, From the Catacombs, the grief is probably the play here, leaving me with 2 or nothing because Lily's gonna +1. But I am gonna get to. Oh man, that Liliana was such. I went from like being almost unable to lose this game to losing. Because now I can Archon. I just can't Archon, I guess, is the answer. Because if I Archon, then I get Liliana'd. Really, truly unbelievable. Okay. Land doesn't do anything. I guess I have to attack Liliana of the Veil. Don't really have another choice. I can't believe I'm losing this game. Really, really incredible. I'll play my land, I guess. Okay, so you get 2 +1/+1 counters. And then you can Animate Dead the Fallen Shinobi, because of course I discarded another creature. Liliana did like 3 different things. What an insane top deck. Okay. I think... And then into Palantir, sure. Animate's gone. All right. All right, I nugged a Graveyard Trespasser, so I took 3. I mean, I think I just have to Archon here. It's pretty clear. Unless I want to do anything else. No, it's got to be Archon. All right, Archon, do your magic. Get me something good. You sack Fallen Shinobi, maybe? If I draw an action spell. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's play Mana Vault. Okay, pass the turn. So Jesse's got no cards in hand. Is going to hit me to 8. Then going to hit me to 3. But then I get to attack with Archon. She gets to draw a card off Palantir. Basically, she needs to peel again in order to not lose. And I need to also draw a spell at some point. So, though this gets me up to 6. So, of course. Of course. Yeah. Oh, did we just forget to put Lutri into hand? I guess so. I can't let her draw, unfortunately. Oh, I meant the other way. Oops, I hit the wrong one. Well, I don't think I was winning either way. But, man, that was just... Yeah, that was pretty unbelievable. I guess the white cards are once again looking good. I don't think I want Stern Scolding. I guess I always have a target with Lutri, but that Liliana draw. All right, I think Toxic Deluge is not that good, and neither is Virtue. It was my grief that was attacking me the whole time. I still need to cut a couple for the talismans. Unearth looks actually a little less good against Graveyard Trespasser and whatnot. I don't really want Grave Titan in my deck. I think True Name's actually fine. Snuff Out looks atrocious. Okay. All right, I will try this. All right, let's go ahead and play first. I would say hope for a better hand, but I actually really can't. That hand was basically perfect. I just didn't have protection from the top of my opponent's deck, which is the downside to discard, of course. And This matchup does seem hard for me, for sure. Yeah, this hand's great. I'm going to keep this. I'm going to lead with Duress because there's not that many creatures I'd want to take on turn 1. So I feel like that's fine. Okay, Get Lost and Vampiric Tutor to hand is pretty mid without the Vamp, honestly. So I'm going to take Vamp because you can't tutor for flash or anything. And no blue mana. So Swamp. Okay, and then here. So the question here is, do I want to cast Thoughtseize this turn? I kind of don't think so. The Lutri's not in hand yet. It doesn't really, in fact, it might even be bad to do it. Well, I guess I wouldn't have to take one of the creatures. So I think I'm still I'm gonna play a Talisman, but I'm not gonna Thoughtseize here because what I might do is just run out Fallen Shinobi. I guess this is the Urza Saga turn, barring something else, something being drawn that would change that. And then I'll go Talisman plus Thoughtseize. Oh, Rafine's Tower was the draw. Okay, so that keeps up Get Lost. Okay, I'm going to Thoughtseize the Get Lost, leaving Graveyard Trespasser. That's fine. Because then I'm going to go Talisman, Shelldock, put Dovin's Veto under Shelldock. At least I got 4 bad cards out of the way. And then I can cast Fallen Shinobi. And it might be big enough to attack. I guess I need to draw a removal spell, which I don't have a whole lot of, but... Or not a land. I mean, I guess I have to just cast Fallen Shinobi here. All right. Well, if I draw a spell, which I haven't yet, if I draw a spell, I could win this game. But otherwise, it's going to be hard because I get the double block here. All right. Spell? Anything? I got a trade here. I don't really have an option. Oh, and this is a 4/4 now because it got flipped. Of course. No. I'm just going to hope to draw a Jace or something. or something is the operative word, because now I'm pretty dead, because she gets to make a construct, and then she gets to make another construct and get a currency converter. And I don't think there's too much that can get me out of it. I had one good shot there. And now, I mean, the Graveyard Glutton attacks. Okay, that gives me a bit of an out, where now if I draw a way to bounce... Like if I draw a way to bounce or kill a construct, then I get a pretty good attack in. Okay, I guess I'll play the Voidwalker. Pass the turn, I think. Oh, no, I was supposed to attack, actually. Oh, never mind. Brazen Borrower was just going to get me no matter what. Okay. Yeah. This is pretty much game over. I mean, if I draw... I did cite in Fracture Identity, so I guess I always have that out. If I draw a... Oh, we're leaving that in the graveyard because we already found a Reanimate spell. All right, well, that means Fracture Identity is my out, if that's the case. I'm going to take it again. I don't think it really makes sense to block. And then... Why did this go to the graveyard? I'm kind of confused. It doesn't matter. Let's play the Voidwalker. Let's attack with Fallen Shinobi. Because now... I just chump. Okay. Play my land. Pass the turn. End of turn Brazen Borrower, I guess. Yep. And I get attacked basically for lethal here. Yeah. And that'll do it. All right, well, it's up to my teammates. Went 1 and 2. I thought my deck was great, but every person I played against had a bunch of power, and that game 1 in this match was just really brutal. So if that happens, that happens. Take a look at this deck. I think this deck was great. I love this deck. I would draft it again, and you saw the games I lost. If any deck's going to lose to games like that, where in every close game, my opponent's top card is an Ancestor Recall, or that Liliana top deck, where games where I was probably, like the Lily game, I was probably 85% to win after turn 1 or turn 2. But there we have it. 1-2 finish, and you know what? Hopefully my teammates can carry. J-Bro's 2-0 and on a roll, so we've got a shot. In any case, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you hanging out as I draft a pretty fair blue-black deck, but again, I think quite a good one. And you know what? We'll see what tomorrow has for us. I'll be back tomorrow with another cube draft. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel, and you won't miss a single draft.